Tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
Looking into our current conditions, we're looking at temps around 63 degrees, clear skies, winds are coming from the south at around 7 miles per hour, feels like 63. If we look at our dew points at the moment, we're looking at mid-30s, higher 30s to about mid-40s. We got 41 Sioux City, 41 Ames, all the way to 43 Burlington. If you look at our temperatures across the state, we got Sioux City at 71, 69 Carroll, 64 Burlington, looking at low 70s to mid-60s.
Plus, Ethan has your national forecast. All that and more on this Tuesday, October 8th edition of Size Eyes on the Skies starts now.
Broadcasting live from the studios at Iowa State University, the Iowa State Meteorology Department brings you the latest weather from across the country and out your front door. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening, I'm your host Zion Guerrero, and we will begin with tonight's weather story. On this day in 1871, the infamous Chicago fire began, causing devastation, killing approximately 300 people and destroying roughly 3.3 square miles of the city, including over 17,000 structures and leaving more than 100,000 homeless. A long period of hot, dry, and windy conditions, along with the wooden construction found throughout the city, led to the fire spreading quickly, leaving folks with little to no time to prepare. And now to discuss more with what's happened around the country, here's Ethan with your national forecast.
Looking at the headlines this week, Hurricane Milton intensifying once again. Fire conditions in the northwest will continue on, and then warm temperatures throughout the country.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. Now let's go to the national forecast with Ethan. Ethan, I heard there's a hurricane going down in the south.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad and devastating for Florida. As we look at the temperatures across the nation, we got 60s to 70s in the upper half of the nation. Yeah, 66 in Kansas City, but as we look towards the southern side of the nation, we got 105 in Phoenix and 80 in Miami. As we look at the satellite radar of the nation, it's pretty dry conditions across the country. But as you look down in Florida, near Miami, you got Hurricane Milton making its way towards Tampa Bay. As we zoom in, here is Hurricane Milton on its way towards Tampa Bay. Right now, the eye hole of the storm is about 283 football fields across. For my American lovers, here's our watches and warnings. Mainly fire conditions up in the northwest, but as we get down here in Florida, you got your hurricane warnings, you got your tropical storm warnings up in Jacksonville and Miami, and then up in Georgia and South Carolina, you got currently tropical storm watches. Here's the potential path of Hurricane Milton. Right now, it's expected to make landfall just around the Tampa Bay area, hoping to be somewhat south of the Tampa Bay to reduce the storm surge flooding right now. Around landfall, it's going to be around a Category 3, maybe 4 hurricane. It's going to make landfall around Thursday morning at 3 a.m. Here's our storm surge for Hurricane Milton. Around the Tampa Bay to Fort Myers, you're going to expect around 12 feet of storm surge. And as you get further apart, you're going to get lower and lower. But then you also have more chances up in Daytona Beach, up to Jacksonville. You got up to 6 feet of storm surge because the winds on the backside will make its way into Florida. Here's a severe weather outlook for Florida. You got slight outlook for central Florida to southern Florida. Expect tornadoes and high winds for Florida. And that's not going to help much for the drought condition across the country. It's pretty dry, as we haven't gotten rain much around the country for the past 2 weeks. Your bad spots right now are up in Wyoming, down in Texas, and then over in Ohio, which still has severe drought conditions. This week ahead, we're going to be looking in Tampa Bay, Florida, where the hurricanes expect to be hitting. Wednesday, Thursday, expect rain showers, heavy storm flooding, high winds. As we make it into the weekend, though, however, you'll have sunny skies into Monday and Tuesday, where we'll get back to storms. It'll be around 80 degrees for the temperatures.
It's time for our trivia question for the evening. What has been the lowest pressure recorded so far in Hurricane Milton? A, 893 millibars, B, 895 millibars, C, 897 millibars, or D, 899 millibars? We'll have that answer for you at the end of the show. Plus, we'll have your Iowa weather after the break.
It only takes a careless moment to turn this into this. Don't let forest fires be your fault. Make sure your fire is dead out.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at your Iowa weather now with Matthew. Matthew, what's going around the state of Iowa right now?
Well, you know what, Zion? There's not a lot going on in Iowa compared to Florida, but you know what? That's nothing to frown about. If we take a look over, here's our current conditions in Ames at the moment. We got a temperature of around 63 degrees, clear skies, so it's a perfect day for a walk in the park. Winds come from the south at around 7 miles per hour, and it feels like 63. If we look towards the southeastern part of Iowa, we got a high pressure system causing all of these dry conditions. So here's our drought monitor. That's what we're looking at right now. If you look in the western part of Iowa, we got a couple severe cases of the drought, but as we look across all of Iowa, mostly dry conditions. That's what it's going to look like for the rest of the week for this forecast. Now, as we move on into our future temperature, we'll realize that the trend is going to be rising temperatures. So it's going to be a lot of warm temperatures. It's not going to feel like fall. Sometimes it's going to be hard to remember that it's October, where the average is around upper 60s. So as you see in the western portion of Iowa, we got Sioux City at 80, Carroll at 83, all the way down to Burlington at 76. So the range is looking around mid-70s to lower 80s. But as we move forward in the week, the temperatures are definitely going to rise. Now, as we look in the future cast here, we don't have much going on, as I said earlier, not a lot of precip. It's going to be a lot of clear skies. But as we move forward, we might have some spotty showers in the northwestern and western part of Iowa. But for the most part, as those move on throughout the days, that is just going to dissipate. So we're seeing a lot of clear skies. As I said, it's going to be very dry. That's the trend. As we move on into the skycast, clear skies tonight, as I said, 46 degrees, calm, perfect day for a walk in the park. Take a break from studying, have a walk. As we look at the skycast tomorrow, all sunshine, a little bit windy, but not too much to worry about, partly cloudy, southwesterly winds about 8 miles per hour. As we move on into our weekend forecast, we got daytime functions at around partly cloudy, 75 degrees. Afternoon activities, it's going to be 44, so it's not too chilly, but a little colder than you might like. But then again, it is coming fall season, so. As we move ahead, the week ahead, as I said, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're seeing those mid-80 degree days. Wednesday, Thursday, record temps are around 86 to 88, so we're reaching where that record temp would be. But as we move through the weekend, temperatures are going to drop, but still mid-70s. Beautiful time to go out, even if you're not going to the game. And as we move Monday, Tuesday, we're going to see those colder temperatures. Those are going to be the days where we have the below average temperatures.
Thank you, Matthew, for that forecast. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for these cooler temperatures to come back, honestly.
Absolutely. You know what? I always loved fall. I love Halloween. It's my favorite season.
Same, honestly.
It's the best. I can't wait for snow to finally start again.
I don't know about that one, but.
Not just yet,
Not
but
yet, not
we'll
yet.
get there.
We'll
We'll
get
get
there,
there.
for sure.
Thank you guys for those forecasts again. Now let's review tonight's trivia question. What has been the lowest pressure recorded so far in Hurricane Milton? A, 893 millibars, B, 895 millibars, C, 897 millibars, or D, 899 millibars? What do you guys think?
Man, if I were to guess, I would think about A. I haven't been tracking Milton since it's fairly new, but I would guess around A. What do you guys think?
I would think it's got to be lower. That hole was really small past days. I'm going to have to go with B.
Me personally, I haven't been following the hurricane much lately. I've only notes, magnitude and the amount of damage it might cause. So I'm gonna go with B, 895.
That's a good guess.
And the answer is C, 897 millibars. At peak intensity, this strong storm has already become the 5th most intense hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean on record. Honestly, hoping for the best for those caught in its path, honestly. It's a very strong storm.
Absolutely. We got to make sure to reach out to those family members, make sure that they get to safety as fast as possible because this storm looks like it's moving pretty quick.
100%. That concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter, and you can find all of our shows on our YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful night.